Back home. This feels crazy. You guys aren't going to believe how long it's been, first and foremost, since I've been out here. Probably over 10 years, going on 10 years. But then how long it's been since I've owned a pair of cleats. Actually, I'm going to show you my older pair of cleats. You're not going to believe it. These are the old Nike Tiempos. I don't even, what were these called? No, these are total 90s. Pretty beat up, pretty worn down. These are in better condition than these guys. These guys, absolutely done. Can't play in them. Same thing happened to these soles. I taped it up, but yeah, ugly. Crazy to think I haven't put on cleats in this long. Feels amazing to finally get some cleats, be out here. So I'm dedicating these next like 5 or so videos to just breaking in these cleats, showing you guys my individual trainings, making it fun. Today, I'm just gonna get into some like juggling, dribbling, and then we have all these goals. I'll do some finishing drills towards the end. Hope you enjoy the video. My whole life had one goal, and that was to become a professional soccer player. And I didn't have a plan B. Plan A, I'm gonna become a professional soccer player. That's it. That's all I ever wanted to do. I went to high school at Whitfield. We won 3 state championships, small school, class 1, but still 3 state championships in 4 years. And then I went to Maryville, which is D2 school here in Missouri. It was closer to my house than actually my high school was. They're right down the street from each other. But I ultimately chose to go there. I had some D1 offers starting in, my sophomore year when I was playing academy, actually multiple. And like we went to a showcase in January, my senior year, headed into my freshman year of college, and one of the coaches called me on my cell phone and wanted me to fly me out to Wake Forest that coming week, and instead I signed the papers to go to Maryville that coming week. But I figured, that school was really expensive, and by that time I figured they had given away their scholarships to other players and wouldn't have any more left over. So I should have entertained that uh, though, and went and seen what it's all about, but I didn't. And I ultimately went to Maryville because I knew I loved the coach first and foremost. He went to my high school, amazing guy, and I didn't have to pay anything. I got a full ride essentially, and knew I was going to play for all 4 years, and I just wanted to get that experience um, right off the bat instead of going D1 and sitting for 2 years. And my ultimate goal was always to go overseas and play anyways. So that's what I did actually. A couple years into Maryville, I think after my sophomore year, going into my junior year, I went overseas to like a combine and got scouted by this amazing scout there. He actually is affiliated with an EPL side right now, Brentford. But back in the day, he was a head scout for a couple League One teams, and ultimately he scouted me at the combine and invited me over. I trained with him multiple times, and then he got me a trial of sorts with Notts County. All right, instead of a true passing drill, because I don't have anything to play the ball off of, I thought those benches were going to work. They didn't. They just flip over. So I'm going to be juggling out here in the center of the pitch. I'm going to pop the ball up, bring it down with a good first touch, and I'm going to play essentially a long ball or a low driven ball. And I'm trying to get it right in between that blue cone and the far post. We'll see how I do. My claim to fame is that while I was there on trial, I was only there training with the team for like 2 weeks, but it was amazing experience. Like I played with phenomenal players from all over the world, France, Ireland, England, of course. But when I was there, Jack Grealish was on loan from Aston Villa at the time. So I was like 20. I think he was like maybe 17 or 18. And then Colin McGregor, I think he's more my age, but he was on loan from Celtic. And both of those guys are world renowned, world class today. But it's just crazy to think back. It wasn't with their first team, but it was with their like U21 team or U23 team. I forget which they were classified as, but they're ultimately like the second side, right? Now we're gonna move into some finishing. Savannah's gonna be right outside the top of the box over here, playing me the ball. I'm gonna receive it. This blue comes the defender, beat the defender, get a shot. Let's see how it goes. It's crazy to see where those two are today, but you kind of sensed it back in the day. I would go to those games, and Colin McGregor was just a prolific scorer. But then Jack, like what he does, what he did at Aston Villa, what he does at Man City, you could see that even back then that he was going to be world class too. That didn't pan out in England. Came back to the United States, went to a few combines in California. Just went anywhere I could. Florida, was going to make it pro. The thing is, in the US, if you don't go D1, the scouts, even though like someone will be like, where'd you go to school? And so they see your talent, right? But then if you say D2, they don't even know what Maryville is. They're expecting you to say some D1 school like SLU, or if you live in Missouri, But I didn't. I went to Maryville, and I can get into another discussion, but that's for a different video of if I would like encourage players to go D1, D2, if their ultimate goal is to go, pro in the United States. Ultimately, I got back here, nothing panned out as far as going pro. So I got myself a job at a pharmacy, decided to actually go to pharmacy school. And it was a 7-year program, and I just grinded it out. I loved it though. I absolutely loved it. And me falling in love with studying, trying to be a scientist, trying to be a pharmacist, ultimately I fell out of love with soccer for a bit. 7 years go by, become a pharmacist like a little over a year ago now. And as soon as I become a pharmacist, I start falling back in love with soccer again. I have time to touch the ball and play like this. Driving to work as a pharmacist, thinking about how do I get back in the game? What can I do? And I just started making videos of me just, playing around at home, juggling the soccer ball, dribbling. And I loved it, absolutely loved it. Watching it back, I was like, I feel like people would enjoy this either for entertainment or inspiration. Like this kid's been out of the game for 10 years. Was his ultimate goal was like to play pro, never did, but now he's back in love with the game. Like, and I don't know what my goal is, just to have fun right now. But yeah, to entertain, make these videos to hopefully inspire some players. Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go, but this is just the start. And yeah, that's a little short preview of my story. Hope you guys tune in for some more. But back to this topic, this is the first of 5 videos of breaking in these cleats. Stay tuned, stick around, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.